What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Look at this nice and beautiful question on the board that we're going to be solving. And the question says, find the values of x and y for which x to the x times y to the y is equal to 8 times x to the y times y to the x. Well, there is something we need to know about this question. Is that both x and y are integers, positive integers to be precise. So when solving, we have to put this in mind. So what do we do first? Well, our first step will be for us to divide both sides by x to the y times y to the x. So for the left-hand side, we have x to the x times y to the y. Now divide by, remember, we're dividing both sides by this. So x to the y times y to the x. And this is equal to the right-hand side. We have 8 times x to the y times y to the x. Now dividing by x to the y times y to the x. Now notice that this can cancel off this. Now for the left-hand side, I'm going to be grouping in terms of their exponent. I'll be grouping the terms with the same exponent. For example, I'll group x to the x with y to the x so that it becomes x to the x all over y to the x times, now this is y to the y, so y to the y divide by x to the y, so x to the y equal to 8 on the right hand side. Now, according to the property of indices, when I have, for example, a to the m all over b to the m, as long as they have the same exponent, the property of indices says we can group the exponent so that it becomes a over b all raised to the m. So now let's write this and this like this. So for this, we're going to have x over y raised to the x times, for this, we have y over x raised to the y. And this is equal to 8. Now notice that this is x over y, but this is y over x. Well, we can actually write this like this by flipping their positions. So let's do that. So we have x over y all raised to the x times, now we'll write this the same way, x over y by flipping the positions. But you know, we don't just flip positions. What we do when we flip position is to, change the sign of the exponent. The sign of the exponent here was positive, but now we're going to be changing it to negative. So it will be negative y. So this validates flipping the positions of x and y equal to 8. Now notice that we have the same base, x over y and x over y. And remember from indices, when they have the same base, for example, a to the m times a to the n, the same base, all we have to do is to take one base and add the powers, so m plus n. And this is what we're going to do to what we have here. So this becomes x over y. I'll take one of the base, x over y, and I'll add the powers so that it becomes x plus negative y. And this is equal to 8. Now simplifying further, I'll be having x over y all raised to the. Now notice that plus times minus gives minus. So I have x minus y, and this is equal to 8. Our next step will be for us to decompose 8 to base 2. So this becomes x over y, all raised to the x minus y, equal to, now 8 can be written as 2 to the 3. Very good. So from here, we can be able to compare. We compare the bases and we compare the exponents. So we can see that the exponents, x minus y, which is the exponent on the left-hand side, will be equal to the exponent on the right-hand side. Also, the base on the left-hand side, which is x over y, should be equal to the base on the right-hand side, which is 2. Let's continue on the next slide. All right. Now, we can call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. Then starting from 2, so we say from equation 2, we're going to be cross multiplying. So let's cross multiply. When I cross multiply, I'll have x to be equal to 2y. So x equal to 2y, and I'll call this equation 3. Now let's put equation 3 in equation 1. That means whenever I see x, I'm going to be putting 2y. So let's do that. So this is x. I'll be putting 2y there, minus y. So minus y equal to 3. So 2y minus y is y equal to 3. So we got the value of y to be equal to 3. Now let's put the value of y in equation 3. That means put y equal to 3 in equation 3. So for equation 3, we have x to be equal to 2 times y. And the value for y we got is 3, so times 3. And 2 times 3 gives a value of 6. So we've got solution for x and y. So the value for x and y are x is 6 when y is 3. Now, let's take a look at the given question. Now, notice that the given question or expression is symmetric, which means if I swap the positions of x and y, the equation will still remain the same. So, which means for our answer, it means x can also be 3 while y is 6. And these are the solutions, positive integers solutions. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.